Now, selling old gadgets can always be a bit of a trick. Getting the right price, finding the right buyer for the least amount of effort is quite a task. But ReGlobe has made that entire process a piece of cake. To discuss this, we're joined by the founder today, Mandeep Manocha, who's with us in our Delhi studios. Mandeep, thanks so much for being with us. Talk us through the idea behind ReGlobe, Mandeep. It's something that we've seen done before, but what was it that you decided to bring to the table, and how did you decide to really get into this and make a difference?
Well, the whole idea was to make the selling experience pretty easy. Now, what we saw is, if you want to sell something, say if you want to sell your mobile phone today, either you have to, earlier before us, you had to go out to the market and scout for a buyer in, say, a market where you buy a new phone. You could, ask for an exchange. The other options were you could post an ad on a classified site, and you flash your number to a lot of people. People would call you, negotiate. We realized that a lot of people don't have the time either to go out or to negotiate with a lot of people. And secondly, we also realized that since a lot of buyers are making purchases online, there has to be a service which makes it easy for them to sell online as well. And that's where the idea of ReGlobe was born. And we thought that let's build a intelligent platform which by asking the customers a few questions, we could price your old device. And we put a guarantee on the price and say that if you like our price, we'll pick it up from your house in the next 24 to 48 hours and give you cash in hand. And that's something that we've been doing for the past 1.5 hours. And we're making lives easy for people to sell their devices.
Right. Mandeep, okay, how do you compete with some of the bigger players in that space? I get that you're saying that you have a tech interface that you feel is rock solid, but give us a sense. Is it the fact that you're offering point-of-sale service, the fact that someone will come to you and get that sorted? Is it a certain category that you're leading in? Give us a sense of your strengths.
Okay. Well, in terms of the categories, mobile phone, of course, is the biggest category. Yeah. And if you look at the data, people are buying mobile smartphones at a very rapid pace. And the refresh rate has also come down from, say, earlier, which was 2 years, to current 10 to 14 years. So people are buying more. They're refreshing their devices. So mobile, of course, is a major category. But having said that, we also cover laptops and other white goods, like you could sell your TV, you could sell your desktop, gaming console, air conditioners and refrigerators as well on our platform.
Mandeep, can you share some details as to how the financials have been panning out here? And when I say financials, I'm trying to ask you more in terms of what kind of money are we talking about? That's when you go, because this is something which involves a lot of somewhat of an what do you say, like an effort from the consumer out there to actually go ahead and take this step. But what do they get in return out there? What kind of money, if I go ahead and probably sell my second-hand phone, do I get a better return out there? Just to try and put things into perspective when it comes to what the consumer stands to gain out there, and also how your model really works out when we talk about financials.
Yeah, in terms of, say, as a consumer, you'll get a similar price to what you would get when you walk out to the market and try to find a buyer. So most of the customers actually like to upgrade their old device, and the moment they're buying a new device, they would like an exchange. So our pricing works on a very market-driven algorithm. Plus, we have a lot of other aspects that go into the picture. And in terms of the pricing, you'll get the similar or same price at what you would get outside in the market. What we are focusing on is ease of the transaction. Now, you as a consumer, you obviously don't have time. Like, a lot of people are now buying online. In the last 3 days, our per day transaction have shot up by 5%. So that's privy to the fact that people don't want to go out to make a purchase. Now, in terms of the financials, we are a marketplace. So we are connecting a lot of small-time refurbishing refurbishers in different parts of the country who were in the business of buying these old devices, refurbishing and selling them. What we've essentially done is people who are buying online we given them a platform to sell online and connected these buyers, these professional buyers who are in the business of buying old devices, refurbishing them and selling over the counter. And we act as a middle layer, as a conduit between the two. And in terms of the financials, all I could say is, our business model is just the reverse of, say, an e-commerce model where they make commission on every device that is sold through the platform. We make commission on every device that is bought through our platform. In terms of numbers, we're doing, currently we're doing around 300 transactions a day. That is the average. In the last few days, the number has gone up to 1,500 transactions a day. An average ticket size of, say, a 5,000 rupee per transaction.
So when we talk about your expansion plans, how are you planning to expand it? And more importantly, are you seeking any kind of funding for that as well?
Well, in terms of expansion plan, we already have our service in 30 cities across the country now. We're working with more than 250 buyers. Our plan is to, scale this up to top 100 cities by December end. And in terms of transactions, we're looking to reach a number of 500 transactions per day by December. In terms of funding, we've already raised a small round from, a couple of VCs. We will be looking for funds in the near future. To expand our services.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Mandeep. What's your story? What were you doing before this? How did you decide to turn entrepreneur?
Well, turning entrepreneur was there in me since college, and Nakul Kumar, with whom I found out this company, we go back 12 years. We were in engineering school together. So I passed out from my B school in 2009, not the best time to get placed from campus. So we decided to take the plunge. We've been doing different businesses for the past 5-6 years. We did some work in e-waste recycling when we started in 2009-10. We dabbled our hands by setting up a recycling plant, ran that for 2 years, exited that, and somewhere around March, April 2013, we started ReGlobe. So always been an entrepreneur and loving it.
All right, Mandeep, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to have you on the show. We'll have to leave it there. We're completely out of time, but do stay tuned. We've got lots more coming up.
Thank you for watching.